Have you ever been shut out of an event, a meeting, or even your own family gatherings, and you know deep down it wasn't an accident? Narcissists love to isolate and exclude people as a power move, whether it's a toxic boss, a manipulative family member, or even a Hollywood star. I recently read a story relating to Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and I want to talk about what it feels like and what it's like when these types of things happen. So, if this sounds interesting to you, sit back, relax, and get ready for it. But before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. Blake Lively allegedly tried to ban Justin Baldoni from the It Ends With Us premiere. And I asked myself, why does this type of situation sound so familiar to me? It's because I've experienced these types of things with narcissists. Now, I'm not saying that Blake Lively is a narcissist. I honestly don't know that much about her. I don't know much about this Justin Baldoni incident that's happening. I'm actually learning in real time going along, but I felt this was such an important topic to talk about. And it's because controlling the narrative is a classic narcissistic power move. So if you've been shut out of a meeting, ignored at family events, or suddenly treated like you don't exist, I want to talk about how this works and how this happens. Narcissists isolate and exclude their targets, and they do it to maintain control, to punish them, and to destroy their credibility. So let's break this down. We'll go through the article that I found, and we'll talk about the reason for this happening. And I'm going to try to give you some examples that could happen in the workplace or in the family to see if you feel any connection to these types of situations. Up front, I want to say that the allegations Blake Lively has made against Justin Baldoni are serious, and the ones Justin has made against Blake are also very serious. I don't know enough about the situation to cast any judgment, and I think we'll all know more as evidence keeps coming out. So, what we're going to do is this article, we're going to take it at face value. Okay, so let's read that article. The article is titled Justin Baldoni Claims Blake Lively Tried to Ban Him from It Ends With Us premiere in Explosive Lawsuit. This was published on January 1, so it is a little bit of an old story, but I felt like we could learn so much from this type of exclusion. The article begins Justin Baldoni claims Blake Lively tried to prohibit him from attending the premiere of his film It Ends With Us. According to the bombshell lawsuit Baldoni filed on Tuesday, Lively allegedly systematically sidelined him from the marketing of his own film, and it didn't stop there. Further undermining Baldoni's role, Lively initially refused to permit his attendance at the film's premiere, his legal filing obtained by the Post read. Only after significant pressure did she reluctantly agree to allow Baldoni and the Wayfarer team to attend, but under humiliating conditions. Baldoni went on to claim that he was segregated from his co stars. The Wayfarer team and their families, including Baldoni and producer Jamie Heath, were segregated from the main cast, barred from the exclusive afterparty, and forced to organize their own event at additional cost, the lawsuit alleged. In his legal filing, the It Ends With Us director also claimed that Lively allegedly tried to ostracize him and his family at the premiere. Baldoni's participation on the red carpet was cut short, and his family and friends were confined to a makeshift holding area in the basement before being escorted into a separate theater after Lively's departure, the suit read. Not only had Lively stolen the film, but she also robbed Baldoni and his team of any genuine opportunity to celebrate their hard work. So clearly, what you see here, doing just a surface evaluation of this article, is someone being excluded from the celebration of their own work. And there are allegations that this was Baldoni's passion project, allegedly, and apparently Blake Lively really tried to take over the project. So again, all of this is allegedly, and I don't know how much of it is true, but let's assume what I just said is true. And I want to do that so that we can all see if this applies to any situation we've experienced in the workplace or in family. I want to mention I usually talk about Harry and Meghan, and Harry and Meghan are great to study what narcissists are like in romantic relationships. I think this situation between Blake and Justin, we can use it as an example to look at how narcissists may behave in a professional environment, and I think we can even maybe see how it could happen in the family. So, even if you may not be interested in this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation, I think there's a lot that we can learn from it if we look at the stories on the surface. Okay, so first, why would a narcissist do this type of thing, this exclusionary thing? The first is a need for control and image management. A narcissist is deeply invested in curating their public image. If Lively sees Baldoni as a threat, whether to her reputation or influence over the project, she may try to control the narrative by excluding him. Banning him from the premiere would ensure she remains the sole focus of the event, reinforcing the idea that she's the primary star and the one in control. If allegations about her mistreating him exist, keeping him out of the public eye would limit his ability to contradict or overshadow her version of events. A narcissist thrives on controlling how others perceive them. In a workplace, this might look like a boss or a coworker trying to take credit for your work while simultaneously downplaying your contributions. In a family, this could be a parent who paints themselves as a devoted caregiver while dismissing or invalidating your struggles. So let's say at work you are working hard on a big project, but when it comes time for the presentation, your narcissistic boss conveniently forgets to invite you to the meeting and presents your work as their own. If you push back, they gaslight you. I didn't think you needed to be there. Besides, you're part of the team, so what does it matter who presented it? In a family, this might look like a narcissistic sibling or parent who throws a family gathering but forgets to invite you, ensuring that they control the narrative about you. They later say, "Oh, we thought you were busy, but honestly, you don't really fit in with everyone else anymore." The goal is to isolate you and reinforce their own importance in the family dynamic. A second reason for this exclusionary behavior is for vindictiveness and punishment of narcissistic injury. So, if Justin did something that Blake perceived as a slight or challenge to her authority, a narcissist would respond by punishing him. The exclusion from the premiere, after party restrictions, and alleged industry interference via Ryan Reynolds could be part of a campaign to diminish his standing. A narcissist sees opposition as a direct attack on their superiority, and they'll go to great lengths to seek retribution, even if it seems excessive or disproportionate. A narcissist cannot handle criticism or perceived disrespect. If you challenge them, even slightly, they will seek to punish you through exclusion, sabotage, or outright smear campaigns. So, how could this look in the workplace? You may correct your narcissistic manager during a team meeting, and suddenly you find yourself left out of important emails, removed from projects, or even written up for minor infractions that others get away with. They use their authority to subtly or overtly push you out as punishment for daring to challenge them. In a family, it may be that you set a boundary with your narcissistic mother. Maybe you don't answer her calls right away or you refuse to engage in drama. Suddenly, she starts telling relatives that you've changed and you don't care about family anymore, and that she just doesn't know what she did wrong to deserve this treatment. Other family members may start distancing themselves, believing her victim narrative, and now you're the black sheep. A third reason this type of exclusionary behavior could occur is because of a smear campaign and triangulation. A narcissist will often try to turn others against their target to isolate and discredit them. In this case, if Lively used her influence to paint Baldoni in a negative light, whether through legal complaints, media leaks, or direct industry pressure, it could be an attempt to ruin his credibility. If Reynolds got involved, this could be a form of triangulation, where a narcissist recruits others to support their agenda, making it appear as though the target is the problem rather than themselves. A narcissist rarely works alone. They love to recruit others to their cause, turning people against you to maintain their control. So, how could this look in the workplace? Your narcissistic coworker may spread rumors that you're difficult to work with, even though you've been nothing but professional. The goal? To make sure your boss and other colleagues see you as the problem while they position themselves as the helpful one. By the time you realize what's happening, people already have a negative impression of you and no one believes your side of the story. In a family setting, your narcissistic sibling tells your parents that you're selfish, ungrateful, or that you've always been the difficult one. They conveniently leave out their own manipulative behavior. Next thing you know, family members start treating you differently, and when you try to explain, they say, well, your sibling said you've always been jealous of them. A fourth reason this could occur is a lack of empathy and exploitation. If Blake dismissed or disregarded Justin's professional contributions and personal experiences, such as his family being confined to a holding area, it could signal a lack of empathy, which is a hallmark of narcissism. A narcissist often sees people as tools to be used or discarded. If she initially found Baldoni beneficial, as he was instrumental in getting It Ends With Us made, but later decided he was no longer useful or a threat, she may have discarded him in a cold and calculated way. Narcissists will go out of their way to block your access to opportunity, support, or key social circles to keep you under their control. In the workplace, this could be that you apply for a promotion and your narcissistic boss conveniently forgets to submit your paperwork or falsely claims that you're not ready yet. They do this to keep you beneath them, ensuring you don't rise to a level where you can challenge their authority. In a family, this could be a narcissistic parent who controls family finances or inheritance, using it as leverage. If you just do things my way, I'll make sure you're taken care of. The moment you show independence, they threaten to cut you off. Or it could be a narcissistic family member intentionally leaving you out of important events, such as weddings, reunions, and birthdays, because they don't want you to have a voice in the family. A fifth reason for this type of exclusionary behavior is a projection and playing the victim. If Blake falsely accused Justin of inappropriate behavior as a means of justifying her own actions, that would align with projection, which is a defense mechanism narcissists use when they accuse others of what they themselves are doing. Filing a legal complaint before Baldoni's lawsuit could be a preemptive move to position herself as the victim and deflect scrutiny from her behavior. When confronted, the narcissist will flip the script. They'll make you look like the aggressor while portraying themselves as the misunderstood victim. In the workplace, this could be that after months of mistreatment, you file a formal complaint against your narcissistic boss. Suddenly, they start telling HR that you are difficult, uncooperative, or creating a hostile work environment. By the time you realize what's happening, they've already set the stage, making it nearly impossible for you to defend yourself. In the family, you, let's say, call out your narcissistic mother for her toxic behavior, and instead of addressing the issue, she breaks down crying, telling everyone, I don't know why they're treating me this way. I did everything for them. Now, in front of everyone, you've become the mean one, and she's the poor, innocent victim. And the sixth is grandiosity and entitlement. A narcissist often believes they are inherently more deserving of special treatment. If Blake thought she had the right to dictate who could attend the premiere and even attempted to exclude a co lead and producer, this reflects a grandiose sense of importance. She may also feel entitled to control industry narratives using her status and connections to influence agencies, media outlets, and event organizers. So let's look at how you can handle this type of narcissistic exclusion and workplace sabotage. So if you're dealing with a narcissist who is trying to push you out or ruin your reputation, document everything. Keep records of emails, conversations, and incidents. Try to keep a timestamp of when these events have occurred. I know it's a lot of work. I've had to do it as well, but it's absolutely necessary. And it can also be a form of validation when you go back and you look at all the things that have happened. Because I don't know about you, but I forget a lot of the details of things that have happened. And when I go back and I read these things, it's like, oh my gosh, this is not just my imagination. There is seriously this hostility that's occurring. The second thing to do is stay professional and unemotional. They thrive on emotional reactions. Don't give them what they want. Third, build an independent support system. Whether in work or family, find allies outside the narcissist's control. Fourth, expose their behavior strategically. Sometimes letting their actions speak for themselves is the best way to reveal their true nature. And fifth, prepare for backlash. Once you stand up to a narcissist, expect them to escalate. Stay strong and keep your boundaries firm. So, going back to Blake, is this enough to label her a narcissist? So, while these behaviors align with narcissistic tendencies, context matters. If this is part of a broader pattern, such as mistreating co stars, controlling press narratives, and retaliating against perceived threats, it could indicate narcissistic personality traits or even full blown narcissistic personality disorder. However, if this is a one off case fueled by personal animosity, she could simply be acting emotionally or manipulatively rather than pathologically. What's happening between Blake and Justin, if true, is an extreme version of what many people experience with narcissists in everyday life. Whether in the workplace or family, narcissists use exclusion, control, and smear campaigns to maintain their power. But once you recognize these tactics, you can take steps to protect yourself and push back against their manipulation. So I want to know from all of you, what's your gut feeling? Does this align with a deeper pattern in Blake's behavior, or do you think it's situational? Drop that in the comments. I would love to hear about all of that from you. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out. I appreciate you listening, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye, everyone. If Valentine's Day with a narcissist feels more like an emotional obstacle course than a celebration of love, you're not alone. This day can be incredibly triggering for them, which means it often becomes painful for you. That's why I put together a guide called Surviving Valentine's Day with a Narcissist Protecting Your Peace. Inside, I break down why this holiday brings out their worst, the tactics they use, and most importantly, how you can protect your energy. There are also some journaling prompts and recovery strategies to help you process everything afterwards. You can grab it now on my Patreon. I'll leave the link in the description. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.